Hello, everybody. We are going to continue with the 8.3 notes today. It is essentially just more foiling with a few more twists thrown in. Foiling is super important moving forward, so we're going to keep hammering that home to make sure we know what we're doing with it. Just as a reminder, FOIL, F-O-I-L, each letter stands for a word. So the F stands for first, the O stands for outside. The I stands for inside, and the L stands for last. So when we go through and FOIL out this first one, it's x minus 6 times x plus 6. If you notice, it's the same order, just different sign. One is x minus 6, the other one is x plus 6. So the blue stays the same. The y is changing. The only thing that changes is a minus and a plus in each parenthesis. So when we go through and FOIL this, we're going to do the first term of each blank. So the f, x times x, is x squared. Up next, O, the two outside terms, x times positive 6 is plus 6x. Next up, I, the two inside terms, negative 6, it's the sign and the number, times x is minus 6x. Last is L, the last terms is 6 times 6, negative 6, times positive 6, gives you a minus 36. Okay, so again, foiling is essentially, I talked about this before, it's essentially double distribute. So I multiplied the x, this x, times the x and the 6, and the negative 6, where are my colors? The negative 6 times both of those. Now, once I get to this point right here, I just need to combine like terms. So what has the same letter and same exponent? I have in the middle here a plus 6x and a minus 6x. So you have 6 x boxes, and you take away 6 x boxes, you are left with 0 x boxes. Those two terms end up just canceling each other out, and we're left with x squared minus 36. That would be your final answer. Okay, on to the next one. If you want to pause the video and try it yourself, I will wait about 5 seconds, and then you can try it on your own. Okay, again, we are going to FOIL this guy out. So we start with 2x times 2x. Now we need to multiply the numbers and the variables here. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared, so we get 4x squared. We're going to get 2x times negative 3 is minus 6x. 3 times 2x, positive times a positive, is plus 6x. Last but not least, we have 3 times negative 3, which is minus 9. Now, again, we need to combine like terms. So in the middle, we're going to say, well, negative 6x plus 6x. Again, those two 6x's are going to cancel each other out. One of them is positive, one of them is negative. All that we have left is 4x squared minus 9. Okay. One more here. If you want to try this one on your own, you can. Otherwise, again, I will wait about 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is minus 3x. 3 times x is plus 3x. Last, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Again, in the middle, I need to combine like terms. They're both x's, and they have the same power. Now it's negative 3x plus 3x. Again, those cancel each other out. So x squared minus 9 is all that is left. So if you notice here, all three of these problems, this is number 3, I guess I didn't number these. This is number 2, and this is number 1. In the middle, I will highlight in the middle for all these. In the middle, my middle terms cancel each other out in all these. It was minus something, then plus something. Now, whenever you have the same number and different signs, so in this one we had x 3, 3, the numbers were the same, but the signs changed, plus, minus. In number 2, we had 2x, 2x. We had 3, 3. The only thing that changed was plus and minus. In number 1, more or less the same thing. We had XX, we had 6, 6. The only thing that changed was the sign. Whenever you have that, your middle terms are going to cancel each other out. There is a shortcut for that, but we're just going to focus on foiling. If you FOIL them out every time, like we've been doing, you will get the correct answer every time. Okay, next up, when we have a binomial squared, so that sounds like a big scary math term, but binomial, remember bicycle has 2 wheels, so a binomial has 2 terms in it. So let's say we have x plus 5. There's 2 terms. One term is x, one term is 5, and we take that binomial and we square it. We need to write 2 of the binomials. So again, like let's say, what does 5 squared mean? Not what does it equal. You should know 5 squared is 25, but how'd you get that? That's really 5 times 5. So in other words, that square, if I can figure out my life here, that square tells you, hey, you got to write 2 terms here. That's 2 of them. So along the same lines, if we have x plus 5 squared, what that really means is we need to write x plus 5 times x plus 5. There are 2 x plus 5s. That's what this squared tells me. There's 1, there's 2. The very common mistake, I'm going to write this in red, and then I'm going to cross it off because it's a mistake. This is the most common mistake anyone will ever make doing this. X plus 5 squared. What people are going to want to do is say, oh, well, this just distributes to here and here, and then I get x squared plus 25, and I'm done. That is wrong. Do not do that, please. I will be very angry. Don't do it. Remember, the squared means there are 2 terms. 2 terms whenever you square it. Okay, I'll erase this. It looks kind of messy. So we have about 3 or 4 practice problems like this. So the first one is just like our example. It's x plus 5 squared. So again, this squared tells me, hey, I have 2 terms. I'm going to have x plus 5 and x plus 5. Now I just go through and FOIL it like always. Okay? X times x, x squared. X times positive 5 plus 5x. 5 times x is plus 5x. Last, 5 times 5 is plus 25. Now, if you notice here, now in the middle, I have plus 5x plus 5x. Well, 5 plus 5 should give you 10x. This guy drops down in front, x squared plus 10x plus 25. Well, you might be saying, that's your final answer, you might be saying, well, Mr. Adler, before they canceled out, and now I have the same thing, but they're combining to be 10x, they're not canceling each other out. That's because we have the same sign now. Again, it's the exact same thing. If you look here, this one is x plus 5, this one's also x plus 5. X plus plus 5, 5. They're the exact same thing. Before, at the very top, we had x plus 3, and then we had x minus 3. So my sign changed from one to the next. When they have the different sign again, one's plus, one's negative, that's when these 2 terms in the middle cancel each other out. Let me erase all that. Now, again, we don't have a plus minus. Now we have the exact same term 2 times. We have x plus 5 and we have x plus 5. Nothing cancels out when they're both the same sign. Okay, if you want to pause the video and try number 2, I would encourage you to do that now. Okay, the first step, again, is to understand that this square tells you that there's 2 of the terms. So this is x minus 4 times x minus 4. Okay, now we're just going to go through and FOIL this. F stands for first. X times x, x squared. X times negative 4 minus 4x. Negative 4 times x on the inside is negative 4x. Last but not least, negative 4 times negative 4 is plus 16. Okay, now again, we need to combine like terms in the middle. First, I'm just going to go across. I'm going to kind of underline my terms to show that they're all like terms. So let's start off with my x squared. Next up, negative 4x minus 4x. So negative is owing someone. If you owe someone 4 x boxes, and now you owe them 4 more, you now owe them 8 x boxes. If you're unsure about that, grab a calculator, type negative 4 minus 4. You should get negative 8. Last but not least, we have plus 16. That would be your final answer. Okay, 2 more problems here. 2 more problems. Okay, number 3, it's 2y plus 7 squared. Again, the squared right here tells you you have this binomial. It's a binomial because there's 2 terms. You have it twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and FOIL this guy out. F stands for first. 2y times 2y. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. Y times y is y squared. 4y squared. 2y times 7 is plus 14y on the outside. Next up on the inside, I have 7 times 2y is plus 14 more y. Last of each term is 7 times 7, which is, if you need a calculator, that's fine. You should get 49. Again, I'm going to go and sort these by like terms. I have 4y squared. On the inside, what color did I not use here? I did not use purple. On the inside, I have 14y plus 14 more y right there. And on the end, I have just 49. Again, I'm underlining these by like terms. So in other words, same letter, same exponent. So my only number of y squareds is my first term, 4y squared. In the middle, I have 14y plus 14y. If you have 14 yo-yos and add in 14 more yo-yos, 14 plus 14, you should get plus 28y. On the very end, only number is just plus 49. That is your final answer. Okay, number 4, last one. Again, you should pause the video, try it by yourself, and then go back and check your work. The first and probably most important step is to understand that this square means there are 2 of them. 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. And what I need to do is go through and FOIL this puppy out. 3x times 3x, 9x squared. 3x times negative 5 is minus 15x. Negative 5 times 3x is minus 15x again. Negative 5 times negative 5, the last terms, is plus 25. Now again, I'm going to underline my numbers by like terms. There is 9x squared, same variable, same exponent, only number of x squareds is my first term. Okay, next up, my x's. I have minus 15x and minus 15x there. And then just numbers is 25. Okay, I'm going to start with 9x squared. In the middle, negative 15x minus 15. If you're unsure about that, negative 15 minus 15, you can grab a calculator and do negative 15 minus 15. You should get minus 30x. Plus 25 drops down at the end. Boom, we are